This is a very epic drive.
Okay, so this is the
John's radio is
spaceport.
playing some nice music as well through.
Hey, what happened to the ship? I put the ship in here.
I did
It doesn't
do
like you. Because teleported it.
Huh?
Nothing.
So you guys pull up to the spaceport, and there's this main entrance in front, and the spaceport, the inner part of the spaceport is open to the air, so all the ships land in through that inner part, and then there are different docking modules depending on the size of your ship off to the different sides. You guys all see where you guys park the ship. It's over there.
The octagon area is open to the sky,
Yeah.
and then everything else is under a roof.
hmm
Are we on this map?
No, you're not, because the squares aren't really people-sized on this map. You guys are down in this road. The road is down there. You guys are down by that road.
Yeah, one of these squares is about the size of your truck.
Yeah, see, I put guards there just to signify that there are some, like, just guards patrolling around, but they're not that big compared to your ship.
There's this little shape underneath the guards, like a turnaround road or something.
Yeah.
So, what do John and I see sitting in the front?
So you guys see just some traffic moving around. You see some ships landing and taking off, and there are just people walking about normally. And you see a front archway where there's
I
some large
imagine on the
double
way
doors, and there are some guards in just some regular security outfits walking around. They have holstered pistols.
I imagine on the way here that one of us got, or Dolphin or someone told them what docking bay we were supposed to be in.
You could always say so over the comms.
I just drove up to the main road to the place. I mean, you guys know where. I mean, you parked the ship here, right? You know where it's at.
What are a docking bay? We do.
Yeah, but we're in the back. Comms up to you where it is.
I don't know where
That's
it
it.
is either.
Doesn't know.
You guys are in docking module Besh 2, also known as B2.
Okay, well, I need to find some place to put this truck. I can't just park it and get out.
Do you ever make deliveries to the spaceport? Could we just drive it through?
No, I drive for a construction company. I usually just haul material either from a mixing plant to the job site or from the job site to a dump site. I've never made any deliveries to a spaceport before.
Well, that is unfortunate.
I want to make a use the force check to see the consequences of trying to go through the front gate, just driving through, whether we'd be let through or not, with the search the feelings thing.
To drive, well, yeah, you can just drive up there, and no, you don't sense any bad consequences in the next 10 minutes.
Is the gate
So we can
open
just
or closed right now?
Drive through the front gate and they won't mind.
There's not a gate. Maybe I misspoke.
It's just a kind of a
There's just a
open
road.
kind of.
Yeah, it looks kind of like a gate.
Okay, I follow I drive the truck through the road and into
Oh,
the
that's just sort of like
spaceport.
a driveway leading up to a turnaround circular driveway where you can drop people off.
Well, no, but I mean north of that, there's like the two guards, and then
Oh,
north of
that's
that.
the door. That's the door into the spaceport.
Is it big enough for a truck?
Yeah, that's what I was
Oh
thinking.
no. Oh, sorry. No, that's not big enough for a truck. Well, there are very big doors, but there's like stairs and a sidewalk leading up to the doors. You have to drive off road to go through the doors. Sorry.
Is
Yeah,
there a
here's my-
parking lot?
Yeah, here's my point. If we just pull into this turnaround, I'll get out of the truck and walk to the door. We're going to get stopped by those guards telling us we can't park here.
And perhaps some of us should get out. Go in through there, and the rest of us can, maybe you and I, can park this thing, find some place to keep it hidden, and then rendezvous with them.
That sounds fine.
Mind you, this isn't my ship either. I joined these people. Well, actually, I don't really have a reason now. I just joined them. But whatever, if we're going to get off this planet, they're the ones who's going to have to get us off.
Okay. While we're on this up, is everybody getting out of the truck now?
Well,
Wait,
Oh,
where
radio
are we
then.
located?
We're in the turnaround, aren't we?
Wouldn't it be weird for people to get out of boxes out of the back of a truck?
It would look very interesting to see the pizza
You hear
get up
this
out of
over
the
the
box.
well, we're there, right?
Yeah. I don't think you've driven
So
in
you
yet
can-
because Bakaz
so
was
you guys-
searching his feelings about potentially going in.
So you guys could all get out now. Here, I'll just radio my idea. That way
So,
we don't have
my
to
my
talk
truck
in
is
and out of
stopped and
character.
idling in traffic on the boulevard.
Yeah. You see there's also, you see signs for parking about a mile down the road.
Okay, well, since we're stopped in traffic, I put my hazard lights on.
Okay.
I radio in. I know some of you have stealth generators. I'd recommend activating them. And all of you get out and go through that gate. Try to enter it without any sort of distractions or as nonchalantly as you can. John and I are going to find a place to hide this vehicle, and then we'll meet you up. You said that your ship is docked at B4, yes?
B2.
B2.
Yeah, I thought it was B2, but it should be B2.
Yep, B2. Also, you should probably come with us. He's less suspicious. No one's seen him. No one's associated him with us. He can walk around and no one will care. You are less likely to. There's a chance maybe someone's seen you.
Who,
I
me?
appreciate the concern, but I can
We
take
should
care
all
of myself.
go except for him. We'll wait for him.
I can take
What?
care of myself.
Did you say I couldn't hear?
I said I appreciate the concern, but I can take care of myself. Besides, someone should
Okay.
make sure our new friend is safe.
Okay, you can do what you want. And then Hikazu's just gonna stealth and start and get out. And now I have my soul field generator.
We get out and I tell Dirk to turn the stealth field generator on because I know him. He needs it. Listen, Dirk, this is about whether we part. If you want, we can give you a ride to wherever we end up landing, but that's about the extent of at least our contract. So from here on out, you're on your own. It's whatever you wish to do. If you wish to follow us and stay protected, get off the planet. Go for you. If not, I'm certain whatever Ajax saved you from is probably waiting for you out there. And Aelin go ahead and gets out of the truck and whatnot.
So it would be okay with you guys if I came with?
So long as you be quiet, stay out of the way, and you're okay to at least depart the spaceport from with us. After that, pick a planet. We'll drop you off at it.
So you'll drop me off at any planet I want?
Any planet we happen to be near.
Okay, I'll stick with you guys then.
So is that it? Everybody's out?
Yep.
Okay, I spin down the road to the parking lot.
Okay. There are some, like, piloted large passenger speeders that ferry people from the parking lot to the spaceport.
How far away is it?
A mile.
Well, I
How
guess
much
we're
is
taking
it?
the transportation.
How much is it?
Yeah.
It's free. It's provided by the spaceport.
That's my favorite price. Okay, I parked the truck.
Okay.
I want to know what are the possible consequences of carrying this rifle into the spaceport with me.
What kind of knowledge do we have of the spaceport since we both live here?
I've only been off planet twice, and that was as part of military service, so I had a rifle with me. But I was with a military unit, so I've never been here.
You know
Apart
that
from
you're allowed
my
to
military
bring stuff
service.
through as long as you, like, pass it through security checks and you have a license for it, then you're okay to carry it.
As far as I know, I don't have a license for either of these weapons. Oh wait, I do have a license for the blaster pistol, but this rifle I just picked up from a dead guy, so I leave it in the truck.
Okay.
I have a question.
What?
So since I was using my check to see if going through here on stealth was safe, what did you say about that again? We were kind of confused there.
Yeah, you didn't sense any negative consequences.
Okay, then I'm gonna tell everyone that we should, now that once we get out of the truck and hide behind something, so we walk out and look like we're not coming out of boxes. We should unstealth behind something so they don't see us unstealth and just walk through normally. Because if they spot someone's stealth, it's kind of suspicious.
Aelin just looks at where he assumes Pakaz's floating voice is and kind of blinks a little bit and says, "Lad, my stealth field generator's on somebody else, so yeah." And
Well, I was telling that to everyone.
Aelin assumed that plan.
I just wanted to make sure everyone was on the same page. They could be bad.
How many of those guys are? How many of you guys are using a stealth? What do you call a stealth belt?
Stealth field generator.
How many of you are
Yeah, it's
using
a
it?
belt.
I'm just using it to get out of the truck,
How many of you are
so I
using
don't look
one?
like I'm.
Just you?
I know I'm using one.
And Dirk, probably
Dirk
Kalani.
was handed one by Kalani.
So-
Kalani's
so-
definitely got it.
So everybody but Alon?
Correct.
Yeah,
Dirk has
'cause
mine.
Elon gave his
And
to
Dell.
Dirk, and Dell doesn't have one.
Why don't you walk up to the guards and distract them while everybody else sneaks through the gate?
It's
Well,
going
we
to look
don't
more
really need
suspicious
to
if you
sneak
guys go as a group.
Yeah,
I'd
we
be cloaked behind something next to the street where no one can see me and just start walking on through.
And you guys are all heavily armed.
we also left the
I'm just
spaceport.
carrying a stick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dell
yeah,
points out that you
yeah.
guys did land, and you guys are all registered to land at the spaceport, so you should be able to take off.
Oh yeah, I was gonna point that out.
I'm already halfway to the.
Random dog because mom and little brother are playing.
I guess I'm just assuming that everyone has a license for every weapon they have. Is that true or not?
As
Pretty sure
far
I
as
should.
Yeah, as far as I know,
I don't really have any weapons.
I feel like it would have caused problems leaving the spaceport when they landed the first time.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything.
Well, I
in
was
the
gonna say that
rules.
I guess you could probably get stuff through if you like wanted to bribe the guards. They'd probably let you slip things through because I'm sure lots of smugglers and stuff come through the spaceport.
No, they don't go through there.
The only
No,
weapon I
no.
have is my staff, and it's alien or non-republic or Sith technology, so I don't think anyone would realize what it is. And I'm using it like a walking staff.
Okay, we're just gonna fast forward and say you all make it to the ship.
Okay.
Too much bureaucracy.
And Dell walks up to
We're
the
just
the bridge and comes into the spaceport and gets permission, clearance to leave, and he flies off the ship. I mean, off the planet. Where's the planet?
once we get off the planet, I ask him for the coordinates, and I tell him I can get us there faster.
I think it would be better if we just plugged in the coordinates on here, just due to the calculations and trajectories and everything. Besides, it'll give us time to talk about everything that just happened. So he plugs in a lot of numbers, and there's a lot of beeping, and then the ship jumps to hyperspace. And then he says over the intercoms of the ship, I think everyone should meet in the main room, and we need to discuss what just happened.
This ship belongs to the Keldor?
Yep.
We're meeting where?
Oh, I need to give you access to the map of the ship. Oh, never mind, it's in all players journal, so you should have it. It's called the Sterling Whisper.
How do I do that?
Journal
It
tab.
should be in the journal tab. It should be called the Layout of the Sterling Whisper.
Oh, yeah, this has always been here, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we're
neat.
meeting in the crew lounge, which is number 3 on the map,
Ayland is already there.
which is in the upper deck of the ship.
I think because he's just gonna go there so they don't make a fuss and sit in the corner and meditate on the crystal and try and figure out what it is.
Okay, I go there and put my back to a wall. I mean bulkhead.
Ayland is sitting at the table. There's a bottle of brandy, or Iridonian brandy, on the actual table, and an empty glass sitting right next to it. The bottle hasn't been opened yet. He's kind of waiting.
I go and sit next to him and cork the bottle open. Mind if I have a sip?
No, I don't mind.
I might be pacing around. At least for now.
Kaz just puts the unpleasant things out of his mind and keeps his mind on something else, that being the crystal.
I still hold my side a little bit where I was very brutally shot. Is
And Kaz is
Delphine here
basically in a
yet?
force trance at this point.
Is Delphine here?
I look around the room and I ask, which one of y'all is running this outfit?
I look at
Define
Ayland.
running.
Who's in charge? Who's the leader? Who makes the decisions?
And Dell will open his mouth. Say, well, I'm running this thing here.
Wait, what?
But,
What's going
they're
on?
not my group. I've recruited them, but I guess they still haven't trusted me fully, so I'm not sure I'm leading that, seeing as they ignore everything I'm trying to do.
Alon explained the whole weird stuff that's going on.
Elon just kind of looks over the bottle and says, "A few days ago, this happened," and he explains the story, or the dream and whatnot, how vivid it was, what events took place, and how the vision at the end of it appeared Delphern, and he explained everything, and then Elon then goes into the whole thing of, that's when he found us on the planet we were on, New Thanai, and pretty much came up and said, "Hi, how are you? I need you to help me stop the end of the world."
And where do you get your orders from, Delphine?
I take my orders from the Force. Look, this whole thing is about protecting the fabric of the universe. So if you would prefer a universe which is destroyed, feel free to leave on the next stop and, keep questioning everything.
Think about what you just said. What are you asking us to risk based on do it or don't?
I don't know about the rest of you, but it seems like John and I are pretty much on the outside. Up until we met your crew, we had lives of our own, things we did without too much interference. And now I've almost been killed, he's lost a job, and we're floating off to who knows where.
You want me to trust you enough to follow you, but you don't trust me enough to tell me what's going on? What's with that?
Look, we went to the planet to find an artifact which is leading us to a very powerful Sith crystal of some sort, or artifact. And in my vision, the Sith were finding it, and if we don't stop them, the entire universe is in jeopardy. We're the only ones who can stop it. So we went there to find the location. The one on the planet shows us. It gave me the location of the next step so we can find this thing before the Sith do. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to beat the Sith to it.
So what is it? Where is it?
It's on some sort of asteroid. They just told me the location. I'm not completely, the visions don't show me everything. It only shows me bits and pieces. But I do know now that our next stop is an asteroid. And that will take us to the next step. Hopefully the Sith, now that the artifact is presumably destroyed, they won't be able to follow us for a while.
Bits and pieces.
I still have a feeling you're holding something back.
Did you see what would happen to Ajax?
Did I see what happened to Ajax? I told him he had to do it.
Alien stands
who's
up
Ajax?
right there and sticks and
Kaz opens his eyes, looks
yeah.
very, and just stares at Delphine or Delphine.
Yeah, imagine
However you say it.
big cat looming over you here.
Alan is standing up in front of the table with his blaster out, pointed right at Delphern's head.
I saw one thing I did see in my visions were hundreds of versions of us trying to look for the artifact. The only way we ever made it out of the Sith clutches before we were captured is if someone died. I told Ajax that, and he volunteered. Who am I going to ask besides Ajax? The Jedi? The little guy who likes to go off on his own, who looks without thinking. Ajax understood. I told him some other things that he knew I couldn't have known without actually being able to use the Force in the way I said. And I convinced him. He's the only one who even bothered to ask me anything on the journey over here. I trusted him, and he was willing to sacrifice himself for the goal that we're trying to achieve. And we also took a shot at Darth Kavisi. Who knows if he's alive or dead, but it was the best shot we had. And Ajax thought it was worth taking.
You seem to know an awful lot about each of us.
Well, not as much about you, but I like to do my homework.
I was there with him when that Sith tried to break through the door. I left in the same amount of time that it would have taken him to leave. He could have set it off remotely and made it out of there and still taken out that Sith.
Who's Ajak?
Our friend.
It was a Mandalorian that was with him, died in the escape.
I saw
Your
variations
friend,
of the vision.
Mandalorian. Oh, this
If
just
he-
keeps getting better and better.
Let me explain. In versions of my vision where he tried to do that, the Darth Kavisi saw the explosives and disabled them before they could go off. I don't know why that is the case, but that's what I saw.
So you cavort with Mandalorians too.
He was a true Mandalorian, not the ones that went off with Revan.
They're all murderers and conquerors and liars.
Okay,
one was-
now Kalani's glare turns to you.
This one was a man of honor. I fought beside him, I bled beside him. Ajak was a man of honor. Now, Delphrin, why didn't you bring that before
Also,
the
Dirk
rest of
pipes
us?
in, and he did save my life multiple times.
What do you have to benefit from it?
Well, considering that he just died.
The same things every last one of us had to benefit from it. So if you're going to look down on him for what he did, we all had the same motivations and we all did the same things. He did good things. He helped us. That's all you need to know. Whether or not you trust us doesn't really matter. Either way, you're bad-mouthing a dead man in front of people who knew him, and he's died. The day hasn't even ended, and he just recently died. Think about this for a moment.
Besides, this discussion is not productive unless we know what we're doing next and why.
And Picaz is still staring at Delphern. His eyes never left him.
You speak of the end of time, but you offer very little in solution. Just follow this sign and follow the next. What have we... You say they've all seen this vision. Well, I've never seen a vision. And I am pretty sure John's never seen a vision, so... Why us? What reason will we have? Other than your word that all things will end.
For the record, I don't trust him either, but I'm willing to go and see this asteroid at the bare minimum. The Force, he could be telling the truth from what I know of how it works. But he could also just be making stuff up.
Look, if you want to see the vision and that will convince you, I can share the vision with you. I share the vision with everyone.
I doubt you can share it with me.
I don't want you in my head.
Trust me, you don't want to see it.
Not that it would do any good anyway, because you would just write it off as some sort of trick I'm trying to pull on you, because it seems like your mind's already made up. Ajak gave
Very
his
likely.
life for Ajak gave his life for what we're trying to do here. He believed in it. I believe in it. Why are you all still here? And we'll walk back to the cockpit.
I'm
Kalani's
here because I
glare
was
will
told there'd be
follow
Sith
him.
to kill.
I want to ride back to Coruscant.
If the vision is true, soon there won't be a Coruscant to go back to.
You know what happens when we do nothing? Is Dell turns around. Here, I'll show you.
Do you guys all want to be willing targets?
Nope, Picaz doesn't want to go back in there. He doesn't care. He's seen it already. No point.
Yeah, don't want.
I mean, he's not freaking out like Kalani probably is, but
I'm willing.
Yeah, Lexa doesn't see any danger.
Right. This is what happens if we turn back now and I drop you off all where you want to go, so you can go sit in your sorrows or do whatever you were doing.
Okay, so who all is open to seeing the vision?
John.
Lexa.
Ilan, since he never really trusted Delphern, he still doesn't. Especially now.
Okay, but not Eagle or Picaz?
Don't want.
nope.
Maybe
Better things to do.
Kalani or Picaz.
Don't want.
Okay, so suddenly how many of you? The four of you? Three? Yes, the three. The three of you see your vision just completely black over, and you just see empty blackness. And then through the stars rushing towards you, you suddenly see a large asteroid, and parts of it have what looks to be very old buildings and metal, and there's some flashing lights going. And you see a small ship landed, and then suddenly the vision flashes, and you see several hooded figures getting off of the ship. And the vision flashes again, and you're in a large chamber that's full of strange pillars everywhere, making it difficult to see, and most of the chamber is in darkness. But in the center of the chamber, there's a pedestal that glows with a green light, and on the top of the pedestal, there's a large crystal that's black, and inside of it, there's a red light glowing. And a Sith steps up to the platform with his lightsaber ignited, and he holds his lightsaber over his head. And then he screams, and you can see his face contracting in rage, and then he grabs the crystal, and then he yells, "We have it!" And then the vision switches to a blur of shadow and chaos, and then you guys come back to yourselves.
If we don't find the artifact, the Sith are going to find it eventually, and they will destroy the entire galaxy. The Sith came after us because they knew what we were looking for. They were looking for it too. Why do you think there were so many Sith at this mansion? No, it was not random. What more proof do you want that the Sith are after this thing?
I never said that we give up, that we just go home. But I don't like you calling the shots and deciding who lives and who dies.
I asked Ajak. I convinced him that it was the right call. He believed me. That's different than calling the shots and telling him he had to die. He volunteered. I was going to stay behind. And he told me that he was going to instead.
You said that someone had to die. And you told him that. That's the same thing.
You could have sought us out and told all of us.
And then what? We'd sit around debating. You'd try and come up with some elaborate scheme. I told you I've seen it all in visions. Nothing else works. Do you think I want people to die? I don't. I don't want anyone to die.
You may have seen a lot of possible futures, but you haven't seen all of them.
Indeed.
You say
I'll
that we're
follow
you say that we're so critical to this mission, and yet you won't let us make the decisions. You won't let us be who we are. You try to control us.
In that instance, that would not have helped.
You're not listening.
I am listening. And you are free to make your own decisions. I gave Ajax a decision. Everything does not
There
need
could
to
have
be a
been another
complete
way.
group. I just told you there was not another way.
Not that you saw. That doesn't mean there
Regardless,
wasn't.
This talk is pointless.
So I'm
What's
supposed to value
happened
the
is-
life of one
what's
person
happened.
over the lives of possibly the entire galaxy because there might be some very distant possibility of another way to get around it. When I've seen countless ways it could go wrong and only one way it worked correctly, where we got out of there and the future was not destroyed. Is one man really worth that?
First, yes. Second, matter what we talk about right now. It's already happened. It's over. Let's find out whether or not you're a liar by going to this asteroid. I have things to do before we get there. We've all decided on this situation, and I'm done. And then Pakaz is just gonna get up and walk to what's the word? That works. And sit there and meditate on the crystal.
I get up suddenly also and just go into the nearest room.
If you want to earn our trust, you have to trust us.
That's it.
One life is always important. And Aelin holsters his pistol, grabs the bottle of brandy, and goes off, finds a corner, and basically
leaves.
disappears.
As Leaf tells will point out, I didn't say it wasn't important. I just said it wasn't worth risking the entire universe. There's a balance of the scales.
You could have said something. To me, even. And with that, he just waves and walks out the door. Yes, by the way, the accent was supposed to be dropped there anyways for everybody else. Out of character. Yeah. There is no accent for that part.
I get up from the wall and walk over to the Jedi and say, I'll follow you, but it's this no trust thing stops now. If you're not going to trust me, then you can just let me off at the next port of call and I'll make my own way home.
It's not that I don't trust anyone. It's that I saw that is how that had to happen. And if
And you didn't trust us enough to tell us.
I don't care about your Mandalorian plan at all. I'm talking about the way that you don't explain to us what you're expecting of us. There's no way we can meet expectations if we don't know what they are.
All we need to do. We need to get to this asteroid. I don't know what's waiting for us there. All I know is
On
the
the
Sith
one
artifact
hand-
is there, and the Sith are in pursuit, and we have to stop them. That is all I know.
On the one hand, you act like you've seen it all, and then you insist that you've seen pieces.
I see certain events very clearly, and others not at all. The Force presents itself in frustrating ways. I wish I had a clear path where we could all take, and everyone made it out alive. But the future is uncertain, and everything we do now affects the possible futures that can happen then. And yes, I saw one event clearly. I don't see all events clearly.
And yet you dismiss that there was another way.
I said that I was almost 100% certain that there was not another way, and if we had tried another way and failed yet again, the entire universe, the like the Jedi, your entire temple would be destroyed. And you're telling me that your entire order and possibly the fate of the galaxy is worth that very slight chance. Ajax didn't think so. You're letting your personal feelings get in the way of what the Force needs us to do, and that is to defend it, defend the universe, which it created. It holds the universe together. The Force wants the universe to continue. It wants us to defeat the Sith. And you're letting your personal feelings for Ajax to get in your way, Eagle, to Kalani. And what would your master say?
I trust the Force, but your assumptions cloud your judgment. I don't trust your interpretation.
Interpretation of what?
What we've been talking about this whole time.
I fail to see how my interpretation has anything to do with it. The events happened. I told you what happened. It's over, and we need to move on and focus on finding this thing before the Sith do and destroy it.
I'll follow you, but just so we're clear, from this point on, you don't tell us what you think we need to know. You tell us what you know.
Yeah, I just told you everything I knew.
Fair enough.
I promise that my visions will help us through this. If I get any more, everyone will know.
You say you've told us everything. Have you seen any more of us needing to die?
No. We're on a risky mission. The entire Sith, all the Sith want this thing. I can't promise that everyone's going to make it out alive, myself included. I haven't seen enough to be sure of that. All I know is we're necessary to stop this. I follow the will of the Force. I don't follow my own desires to save someone I know. I don't follow my own desires to try and prove my own innocence. I go where the Force tells me to go. And right now, that's right here on the ship with you. And if the Force wills it, we'll all make it out. And if it's not the will of the Force, then we won't. But I don't know for certain.
So how long is this trip going to take?
It'll take about a day. So if you need medical attention, you get rest up, then I suggest doing so.
Is there an empty rack here on this ship, or are we hot bunking?
No, there should be plenty of space.
Point the way.
And I'll point them down towards the crew quarter areas.
Yeah, this
I'll
ship
walk to the crew quarters and
can
find a bed to
fit
sleep
2
in.
crew and 10 passengers.
What about a shower? I haven't had a shower since this morning.
Yeah, they're right next to the passenger bunks.
Okay, well, I go off and I disrobe and shower, and then I find a bed to sleep in.
Okay, what is everyone else doing?
I went to the other bunk room and shut the door and have not come out since.
Okay, well, unless anyone has anything they want to wrap up, we're gonna call it a night.
Has Dilfern left, or am I still having to stare down contests with him? Hello?
I feel like that's up to you.
Has Dilfern left?
He didn't say that he did.
Just give him a sec.
He's probably dealing with some background stuff.
Yeah, probably.
Hey, Bazik, what is your character's name? Is it Bazik?
Because
Pakaz. Okay.
Yeah, because the little squid face. Weird little squid face.
Oh, he's not weird. He's just as cute as can be, with his little powers that'll blow us all to kingdom come.
Yeah, no, Dell went back to the bridge.
Then Kalani paces for a bit longer. And probably heads to wherever their bunk is and maybe tries to patch herself up a bit. And anyone else who needs it.
Yeah, I got a question. I took one blaster hit during that fight. Is sleeping gonna be enough to heal me, or do I need to, get some kind of medical attention or something? How does that work?
I believe a full night's rest heals you.
If you get 8 hours of rest, you gain hit points equal to your level.
Okay. What do I do about the rest of it?
Someone can use the treat injury skill on you.
Does anybody in this party have that skill trained or focused or anything?
Kalani does.
Is that... Did we ever consider that trained? I know we were considering
Shayla's
thinking of
protege.
that.
Remember, I let you train, let you get it trained, because yeah, you've done it a couple times.
We never quite made that official, as far as I know.
I remember making it official, but I guess it's up to Skyrat now.
Yeah, you're trained.
Yay for +5 from training. So what am I? Who am I treating? What? but
After Mikaz is done with all the things he does, probably sometime before, or right around when we there, I'll come and get you to heal me up. Yeah, that reminds me. How far along did I get in learning the Sith language?
I think he learned the basics of it. Zeran, do you remember?
He was working on it. He had a few phrases and words pat down, but depending on how much time he spent with
Dekaya.
yeah, can't believe I forgot her name. Yeah, Takaya. Then yeah, he should have the basics if he spent some time with her.
I probably would have. Didn't have much else to do. And she was at the top of Mikaz's list of people he can. Probably the only one he would put the friend category. So
Which is kind of sad.
Yeah. As far as the trip there, Aelin is going to be hiding, resting. He might come out for some medical attention in a little while, mostly to take care of that condition track.
yeah, who am I patching up?
yeah, I need that too. Just yeah. Just
Great, I'm the new healer.
Yes,
consider
yes.
coming and getting healing with you.
John, your mic is on, but you're not talking.
My inline got muted somehow. I wonder how long that's been going on.
Okay.
I think it's been about like 5 minutes. Maybe you haven't said anything in a while. It was right about when we were looking for Kalani to have treat injury on people. It's the last time you said anything, John.
I haven't said much important since then. I was just asking, when we start our next session, are we still going to be on this ship, or are we going to be at our destination? Or do we have to wait till then to find out?
Not really. We have to wait till then to find out. Up to the GM's discretion.
Yeah, we'll probably do the arrival at the asteroid at the start of next session.
So let me know if I'm supposed to roll treat injury or whatever.
Oh yeah, you can roll treat injury for the people you want to treat.
Is that the type of skill that people can assist on? Where like more than one person can do it or something?
Yeah, that's how I
Yes.
ended up being quote unquote trained.
Can I like roll to assist with my own healing? How's that work?
Shialu definitely assisted Kalani in healing himself,
Wasn't it with?
but he was also trained, so
Yeah. Wasn't it a with advantage?
yeah.
Yeah, the primary caregiver gets to roll with advantage with that.
That's one of the things that they teach. Well, in the real world anyway, they teach first responder trauma medics to encourage victims, injury victims to assist with their own treatment, because it's I don't know, it helps them mentally or psychologically.
focus on a task rather than the pain.
I'm bleeding. I'm dying out. No.
Yeah, that. uh,
Okay, are we doing that right now then, or
I
not?
think so. I'm not sure what I'm doing. Who am I healing? Who's what? I don't.
I need healing, and I have a med pack. Who else needs who all needs healing besides me?
Let's see here.
I do.
Doesn't pretty much everybody need healing?
To some degree or other, I think. Yeah.
Lexa and me need it the most.
I have
Yeah.
65 out of 81. I'm down
Yeah.
16.
I'm at 20. Well, 27 with my full 6
There's also,
hours
if you're
of healing.
trained in the treat injury, you can also like watch over other people as they recover, and then they get twice the benefit from natural healing. So if Kalani watches over everyone for the next 8 hours, you guys can all regenerate 14 hit points instead of 7.
Yay.
Actually, you could
Can
probably
she do that
regenerate
to everybody at once?
Yeah, I think you can do up to 5 people if you're trained.
That's convenient.
What's so
Oh.
funny? Do you not like
No, I'm
doing
fully
that?
healed. I don't need anything.
What?
I forgot
I said, what's
my
up? Do you not
force
like
trance.
being the medic?
I get.
Too many people talking. What?
John asked if you do not like being the medic.
Well, it's different.
We had a different character be our healer in season 1. She's sort of
Yeah, I
de
was the
facto
healer.
healer now. Kalani's de facto healer because she's the only one trained in treat injury.
Yeah, because I helped out the official healer for so long.
He always rolls well when you
Force
help.
trance is so nice. I'm fully healed.
Uh,
You don't need to waste a med pack on me.
okay. I think I need to patch myself up some too.
Well, since you guys are all going to be level 8 after today, we'll say that natural healing will give you guys all 16 health. So John doesn't need healing, and Del doesn't need healing. Does Aelin need healing?
I'm counting right now.
I get my character level for every hour I'm
Oh,
in
it
a
looks like
force
you're
trance.
also missing 16 health.
Yeah, that's what I had figured out is missing just about that much. So
I'm missing
Well, then
a
I
bit
guess
more.
you can go into Force Trance
Not too much
Kalani,
more. Okay.
and that should be good.
So who needs real healing?
So it looks like
The
nobody.
heavy duty?
I can just put everyone into force trance.
Zariana?
Lexa refused any help you ask her.
What?
She, if you ask Lexa if she needs help, she just says no and goes down into the cargo hold.
Okay.
I can put everyone in a force trance and they'll just heal up their character level for every hour that they're in force trance.
No, Lexa just goes in and she locks herself in like room 8 with the little droid in it. She just hides in there.
Yes, Force Trances seem much better at healing than attacks.
Yes. Yes, it is. If you have many hours to kill, it is much better than even normal resting. And since Jedi can put other people into it,
Or at
can
least
basically
at
replace.
least you can. Can L?
Yeah,
What's
Yeah, it's
required for that?
just part of it.
it's just a DC
regular
15.
force.
It's one of the
Huh.
extended abilities of just the regular use the Force skill in one of the expanded rulebooks. I think in the Jedi Academy one.
Okay.
And realistically, we can just keep rolling and rolling until we get it. Right?
I mean, the only way
So-
not to get it would be to get a natural one.
Yeah. And since that's so unlikely for me, at least.
And actually, you can take 10 on a use the Force check, so never mind. You don't even have to roll.
Yep. So anyone who wants to be healed to full can just ask me for force trans.
So, at the start of next session, my character is going to be at full hit points because he leveled up.
Yeah. Well, because you only were missing 16, so if you rest for 8 hours, you can gain 16 under the care of Kalani. Or you could be put in a Force trance.
But when I level up, I get more hit points, right?
Yeah, when you level up, like if you gain like 7 hit points, you add 7 hit points to your max and to your current.
Okay.
So you're still missing however many hit points you were missing before you leveled up.
Okay.
But it's just because if you're under the care of a healer, then you gain twice your character level for resting. And since you're going to be level 8, you're going to gain 16 hit points, and you only need 16, so then you'll be at full health. So it looks like everyone will be at full health then.
Oh, and condition track?
But yeah, and everyone can go back up to the top of the condition track. Because no one was moved, no one had a persistent condition.
Good, because I
Is
don't
that-
think I can fix that.
Is that something I need to keep track of on my character sheet, or does it do that automatically?
You'll need to keep track of at least the condition track on your character sheet. There's a little tab for it. All you have to do is go from normal down to 1, 2, 5, minus 10, or depending on how many steps
Yeah,
you
the
take.
different steps down on its condition track.
Yeah, I see it. I just didn't know if that was something the GM did or if I had to do it. Now, I mean,
Yeah, so I'll
Kyrith,
tell you if you go down.
You'll tell us? Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause-
If you take damage in one shot that's over your damage threshold, then you have to go down 1. Or there are different abilities people can use against you that move you down 1.
okay.
Like my mind shard thing.
Owie.
Yes,
So
like
I
that.
was shooting it off at everyone.
That does condition track?
Yeah, that moves a person
Yep.
-1 on the condition track.
Devastating Blow also will reduce your damage threshold and basically push you farther down the condition track if it hits. So it gets kind of funny.
Yeah.
Also, if you get hit for more damage than your damage threshold, you'll go down the condition track by 1.
Oh, also,
Already
wait, before we
mentioned that, I think.
before we stop, can I? So we're gonna say that Dell put up a recording of the news story he was watching on the HoloNet. Can I read that to everyone? What he was watching?
Yes.
Okay, so the news story on the HoloNet. It says, you hear a voice saying, live at the Black Mansion, we switch to reporter Eddie Galva for her take on the situation. And the view changes to an aerial view of the mansion. The rear portion of the mansion has completely collapsed into rubble. You notice that the epicenter of a large explosion is centered at the location of the secret collection room. The normal collection room was also destroyed by the explosion. The large glass-covered indoor statue garden was on the other side, and it was completely decimated. You can see shattered statues and powdered glass fragments everywhere. The other parts hit by the explosion are more difficult to see clearly, since they are mostly small pieces of rubble. Smoke is still rising from several places, water gushes from a few broken pipes, and electricity from broken wires occasionally flickers. The only movement is some emergency response crew moving around the wreckage. Good evening, this is Eddie Galva reporting live from the Black Mansion, which was just the target of a terrorist attack. We received intel that Republic saboteurs masquerading as employees invaded the annual Black Party, a cherished yearly staple in the social life of the Ventuinian elite, and set off what appears to be several explosive devices. Thanks to the heroic efforts and sacrifices of black security forces, the terrorists were forced to detonate their bombs in the less populated regions of the mansion, preventing large loss of life. We currently have no word from the authorities as to the official response to this blatant and deadly act of terror, but stay tuned and we will continue to bring you the latest updates. Here is some security footage of the suspected terrorists. If you have any information on their whereabouts, do not approach them, but contact the authorities immediately. The live camera footage is overlaid with images of Ajax, Lexa, and Pakaz that Lexa and Pakaz realized were taken in the security office.
I knew it.
Yeah, when Alon's watching it, he raises up a glass and says, "Cheers, Ajax. You made the news."
Yeah, Kalani's gonna need that force trance after this.
Have we said farewell to YouTube yet, Barry?
Just about to. I was waiting to see if there was anything else.
So, Kylar as Delphern. What?
We'll discuss that after the recording. Thank you again for tuning in, YouTube. Have a pleasant day, and God bless.